Today I'm going to show you what I've done for Junk Journal January 2025. So please do join me for a flip through of this very chunky, juicy journal. Hi everyone, welcome to Hilltop View Journals. I think this is the first time that I've ever done a flip through in time to catch the wave of a challenge, so I'm really pleased with myself. I'm going to give myself a gold star for getting this sorted, and you're not going to believe this, but if I just tilt my camera here, you can see a pretty, well, I mean that's not very tidy, but everything's in boxes. I've got a clear desk. Oh, that was the first thing I did as soon as I finished the Junk Journal January challenge, was tidy my desk. It was getting unbelievably difficult to find anything, and I'm amazed at what I did actually find. So yeah, glad I done that. So on to the flip through. Now this is a no-sew accordion journal, and of course it sort of flips like that. That's going to be a bit difficult to show you, so I'm going to do a bit of a sort of flip through double page by double page, because that's how I tended to work in this journal. So we go on to the first page. Now the prompts aren't in any particular order. I did start off the first couple of pages in order, but then it goes all awry, so I'm not going to try and flip through for each day. We'll just look at the pages in turn as I did them. So this was cover, and this was my first prompt. I did actually do that for the cover as well, but I also did a separate page for it, and this is a replica photo of my uncle who passed away last year, and I basically did a collage over his more delicate features just to cover them, and I really liked that as a first page. And I think your first page and your first prompt is always the hardest. You want it to be amazing, and if you don't make something that's not quite right for you, then maybe you'll give up at the first hurdle. But you always keep on trying, keep on going. There will be prompts that you struggle with, and there will be pages that you dislike and learn from, I would say. So this was the second page I did, and it was actually prompt number 2 as well. I'm just going to grab something to prop this up because it is quite difficult to handle. And this was inspired by 49 dragonflies. So I made a nice tag, and the kit I've used there is from Graphics Fairy, and I cut out a butterfly, and there's a little bit of my watercolour doodles. Very simple cluster there. And I did link the tutorial by 49 Dragonflies for that, which was a Pinterest inspired page that she did. So I adore that one. I love the colours. I love everything about it. I love that they're bright colours, they're subtle colours. It's sort of botanical, woodland, nature kind of theme. So it's right up my street, that one. So I love that one. Then I go on to prompt number 14 here, and I think this was the most liked piece of work really that I've ever done on Instagram. I've had over 1,000 likes, which is absolutely insane. The kit is from Pink Monarch Prints, from their monthly subscription. So please do go and check that out. And this was Balance, and I sort of had a bit of a play with the bird and pretended that this cluster here was a branch, and the bird is delicately balancing on that. And then I've tried to balance a vintage look with a more modern look with these cards. Just this you can pull out there, and I did a little bit of journaling on the back, and it's a prompt from Thomas Kincaid, Balance, peace and joy are the fruits of a successful life. It starts with recognising your talents and finding ways to serve others by using them. And I think that's certainly something that we all do in the junk journal world. We all share our ideas. We all encourage one another. And there are such beautiful souls out there crafting along with us. And I think it is a wonderful community. So that was 14. 24 was line. You'll see a lot of a very similar work throughout the journal. I did these all ahead of time. Most of them I did when we had a blackout. I can't even remember when that was now. I think it was in December or January. So I was doing it by torchlight, and I think that's why they turned out so nice to me, actually, because I couldn't quite see what I was doing, so I wasn't stressing over it. It's quite hilarious. But I do love the colours here. I love the deep browns, deep blue, lighter browns, lighter blue. I just love that colour scheme. So again, these two are firm favourites of mine. So that was prompt number 24. So this was prompt number 4, outline. I've got a lot of damage on this one. I did learn my lesson in that this journal couldn't take too much mixed media. You can see here that water's all damaged it, and I've got a lot of damage there. It's fine. I got over it really quickly. It just adds to the, just the whole challenge, really. I'm not sure if this isn't a favourite of mine. There are parts that I really like, and then there's parts that just don't quite go, and I didn't quite get the composition right. But, there's some bits, like I really love this digital kit I've used there, and I really like the faux tickets and that little bit of stitching there. So there's parts I like, so I can learn from this, and I'm glad I did it. Going on to, this is prompt number 22. As you can see, I've used watercolour doodle, and I used an old Welsh book page and I covered it with clear gesso. So this was repeat, prompt number 22, and it's because I've done this somewhere else in the journal as well. So my take on that was repeating what I'd already done. Slightly different, but still you will spot it when you come to it. This I added on towards the end. I actually added it on when I did prompt number 30 because I just thought it was a cute little flower and I didn't want to leave it go to waste. And I've used ticket there from Rach and Bella Crafts. There's some green jelly print in the back, and you can see lots of little frilly bits of doily and scraps and things. So I love the colour of that. I love the composition of that, and I think that turned out really well. This one I struggled with the prompt fabric. Hysterical, really, when we use fabric every day in our journal spreads. But in the end, I decided to cover a tag, and somebody did actually ask me the size of that. So I will, let me see, let's get a ruler. I will try and respond to that comment directly, but when I was asked the comment, I wasn't in my craft room, so then I forgot all about it. So it's so tall, it's 11 centimeters, which is about it's not quite 4.5 inches, and then across it is 5.5 centimeters, and it's about 2 and 3/8, I should say. I bought this size. I've got them here behind me. So I bought this size and this size. They're really, really, really great for things like challenges, because they're just quick and easy. And I bought them from Hobbycraft, so they weren't cheap. So this is prompt number 30, fabric. So in the end, I decided to just add strips of fabric to the tag and sew around them. And then I added these die cuts. These are you can purchase them from Etsy, and it's Libra Designs by Susan. She's got some lovely, lovely die cuts there, and I think they are amazing. So I would highly recommend you checking her shop out. I've also got some fabric in the background there as well. I don't know if you class that as tulle, but and perhaps you can't really see it on the camera, but it does add a nice little textured element to this. So I like that one as well. I think it's really, really pretty. This was, I probably enjoyed making this prompt the most. This was already made. I'd done it for one of Rach and Bella Crafts' collaboration last year in the summer. So I think it was Crafting a Garden Story I'd made that for. I found this gorgeous, original, beautiful letter in an old newspaper. It's dated June 1945, so that was how I addressed this prompt. So that is safely in there, tucked away, forever to be cherished. Just pop that back in there. And I also made a cute little tag, which is, I used one of these. This is just so easy, a little bit of stamping, and then I made sort of a large cluster tuck then. There's a faux wax seal there, original stamp. I've used a kit there, and I've used some papers behind there. So that was a really simple page spread that I do really like. This was one of my pre-made doodles, and again I got some watercolors on gesso, and it's for the prompt movement, so it's just a simple flip. So this then hides what's underneath, which is using Rachel's latest spring collage digital kit, which is gorgeous, and I just added some other elements then to give it a little bit of texture. So that was a lovely one. So that was 26 movement. And I also tucked in a little tag there, which is again like the ones I bought from Hobbycraft, and I've just done a little bit of collaging on the side there. I've got some washi here and here as well. So again, I really like that page. It's very simple. And then as we flip over, so this was for prompt number 15, neutral, and I used a faux photograph. This is from Rach and Bella Crafts one. I think it's her Taylor family digital kit, and I've just added some really simple collaging in the back, and it's the back of a hidden paper clip. And I did get some comments about, why have I done this and hidden the person? Well, that's because that's what I wanted to do basically, and I don't mind that I've hidden that woman and that child there. You can take the paperclip off and see it. So that's what was the thinking behind that. Let's prop this up again. Prompt number 23, newspaper, and this was when I made this, it was when I found the letter. So, and I tried to keep it all the way till the end and not give in on the secret and keep it till the last prompt. So that was quite difficult to keep that. But I wanted to do something really, really simple, and I wanted to carry on the blue theme. I used labels or stickers from Miso paper, and there's some original ephemera there, some just scrappy bits of vellum. That's the newspaper clipping, and that's a newspaper clipping. I added some watercolours to the background there, and there's a faux ticket there. Added some washi behind, and you can actually see as well, I didn't want to cover all this up, so I just left that without gluing it, and I used a little piece of lace there as well. So very simple page spread. This was probably the prompt that caused all the problems in the journal in terms of way too much gesso and wet and everything. I made lots of faux tickets for this, and I love the faux tickets. I don't love the drawing, I don't love my writing, but I really do like the colours. So there's lots on this page that I like. It was for prompt number 3, which is tickets, but there's a few things on here I wouldn't like, and I wouldn't repeat this again. But certainly I do adore the colours here, and this kit is from one of the kits from Graphics Fairy. If you're interested in knowing which one, let me know, and I'll dig out the name and pop it in a comment. This one again, this was a really popular one on Instagram. So it's Unfold, which is prompt number 16. We got a little bit of tangling going on here, and I basically used tissue paper, for the unfold, and I put a quote there just as a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, we too undergo a metamorphosis, constantly evolving and growing as our lives unfold. And I've used some of my doodles, and I am going to do a video on these, so stay tuned. I will do that as soon as I can. I made a very simple paper and fabric cluster and embossed a butterfly that I cut from a punch. Then I used the other side of the cutout butterfly from the tag there, a little bit more doodling and collaging. And I was going to make this into a pocket, but it was a little bit too fragile, so I just slotted in some drawing there, and I adore this page. It is so me. Love it. Absolutely love it. I've got to do more of that. I'd love a journal full of pages just like this one. Again, this was very popular on Instagram, and it's 2 prompts on 1 page. So I did this sort of loose belly band for prompt number 13, opaque. And I can't even really remember my thought around this. I think it was because I'd used vellum and made this what would you call it, faux washi, I guess, which is very opaque. You can't really see through it, even though I've used the vellum, which you can see little bits through. And then I just created this collage effect. And then I later came along and did prompt number 20, tissue, and I've used bits of tissue paper and made a very simple collage with a butterfly there. And I also used elements that I'd used in the rest of the journal. So again, most of the pages are very, very straightforward collaging. I've not done collaging before like this. Certainly I've never done a whole journal with so much collaging, so I've learnt loads. This then is at the back of the journal. You can see there's bits of faux sellotape, and I did decorate this when I made the front cover. And if I just fold that across there. So this was prompt 9, which was hidden, but I didn't take it literally in that I had a totally hidden element. You can see it in the back, and it was just one of my doodles there on old Welsh book page with messy gesso, watercolours and ink. And then I've got another one of those tags, and you do see me use a lot of those tags. This is a faux ticket, just use a little bit of a butterfly there, and again I do really like those colours. This was prompt number 11, magazine. I didn't really stick to the prompt. I just chose an image that I liked, that I thought was similar to what you would find in a magazine. I was feeling in a neutral mood, and that's what I wanted to do. So I made the prompt fit what I was in the mood for. I've used lots of the faux sellotape there. That's from the newspaper, and I've just used some scrappy bits of fabric. This was prompt number 29, reveal. I reused some of my watercolour doodles. I made a very simple collage there which flips, and then I wrote a little bit about myself on the back just to reveal a few details about myself, and I enjoyed doing that one. It was good fun. This one was quite controversial. I got blocked on Instagram for this. I think it's because of this label, this Cross and Blackwell label, which is not an original label. It's from a digital kit, and it caused all manner of problems on Instagram. And they took 2 posts down, and they decided that they wanted to restrict me on certain parts of my membership, which I did appeal. I won one and then lost the other, even though the actual entries I put on Instagram were exactly the same photographs, everything. So one they allowed and one they didn't. Go figure. I have no idea how their AI works and how it works out, whether you've broken any infringements or things like that. But anyway, I got over it. So this was for map. I did explain that I'm not that keen on maps in my work, so I've just got hints of map there, and I kept it fairly woodlands, nature kind of theme there, just to carry on with the green here. So again, I made the prompt fit what I wanted to do rather than try and do what was needed for the prompt. I've got 2 prompts in one here. I've got number 12, which was overlap, and that was purely a hidden paperclip, and I did want to show you that you didn't have to do full page spreads when you're doing your prompts. I've got a little bit of a folded bit there which probably needs to be re-glued, and then for prompt 17 I made fragile, oh sorry, prompt 17 is fragile, and I made some elements from dried flowers and also a little doodle there. I wasn't that impressed with, I love the hidden paperclip, but I wasn't very impressed with this page spread. To me it was just messy, didn't quite get it right. But I would certainly do elements of that again, and I did enjoy using some of my watercolour doodles there. This one I haven't done a video on. If you go on my Instagram account, you will see the process video for this. This was the first time capsule I made, practicing for my prompt day, which was prompt 28 sealed. And I haven't sealed it yet because I knew I'd need to do a flip through, but it's a nice small little version of the time capsule, and this is where I've actually written my entry to myself. So I've used one of my watercolour doodles. There's a dried flower there. I love the colours of that. And then I just made just a little fold out of my letter, and it's a letter to future Steph, and what I want to do is open that in the future. So what I can do now is pop that back in, and then I can take this off. And I'm going to seal that in place to be opened at a later date. There we go, and she's sealed. Okay, that's that job done. So carry along here. This was prompt number 6, embossed. Again, I really like this prompt. It's very simple. I did a simple collage in the back and used a cluster. And this is a copy of a photograph of my great grandfather, and I just embossed the corner there to give it a little bit of interest, because that's how the photograph was designed, the composition of the photograph. And so you can see a little bit of embossing, and the text spot here is also embossed, and I just did a little bit of watercolours there. So this is the same painting as you saw for the repeat prompt. This was the first one I did, and I used white gesso and then I watercoloured over it. And really, I didn't really meet the prompt here. I did have some elements of antique. I've got original ledger paper there, and obviously the Welsh book page is antique, but I did what I wanted to do for this one, and I was in the mood for colour. So I've just got bits of fabric there. I've got some packaging paper, book pages, scraps from a digital kit, and then the book page, and this piece of I really do like this piece of fabric there, and then I've got a very messy paper flower there. Here we come on to my prompt for day 28. So this is the time capsule that I made for my video, and I'm not going to seal this in place because it's, well, I haven't written in the letter yet, but I made a belly band with a very simple cluster on top. It's from embossed packaging paper, this envelope, and then I made some little tags from the tags I bought that I've shown you earlier from Hobbycraft. And here I have used a oh gosh, I can't think of it now. It's going to come to me in a minute. You know, the machine that you put in and seals the seals inside. It'll come to me in a minute. And then I made another tag here, and this is where I can do some journaling. And I really like these. I'm going to use these a lot more in my journals for sort of hidden journaling spots. I've used a full seal there, another full seal there. So, and I'm going to have to look now to see the name on my machine, because it's going to drive me mad. Laminating. How can I forget the word laminating? Oof. I don't know. It's got to be my age, isn't it? It's got to be. Don't ever make me say some kind of joke, because I'd never remember the punchline. This is a little bit tight in here. So I've got to be careful. And then this flap goes over the belly band. And then this just ties in place there. And these are all dried flowers, and they've been sealed then with varnish. Page sort of prompt number 19 was bubble, and I did some messy watercolours and used what was already in the background, and then did some doodles on book pages and had circles to represent the bubbles. This was a very quick page. I do like it, but then there are elements I don't like, so I think I would do different colours next time if I was going to do something like that again. Prompt number 7, tuck spot, very simple. I've used digital kit there. I've created a little collage, or cluster I should say, on top of the tuck spot. Did some collaging in the back with washi tape and faux sellotape and some embossed paper. And then this is just one of my watercolour doodles that I have stitched around on a piece of card. And that goes neatly in there. This one then, not one of my favourites, but a lot of people did like it. So this was depth, and I was trying to create depth and texture with scraps in the background, and then using watercolour and ink pen on it. And I will definitely do more of these, but I do need quite a bit of practice. So before I share it again, I'm going to do some practicing on that one. Prompt number 25, this was modern, and I adore this little one. I adore it because I had no idea what I was going to do, and then once I got the background and what I wanted to use, which was Rachel's spring collage kit, and then I found these lovely stickers, and it just all came together really, really quickly. So I really like that one, and of course she is shining brightly there. Day 18 was bright. I did 2 versions of this. I did a very bright sort of fuchsia pink and purple, and then I did my more comfortable, in my comfort zone, neutral tones. I like this one. That's what I preferred doing, and I would definitely make more of these, and perhaps I'd make them in brighter colours next time. And it flips open, and then we come to the prompt crumpled, and I just use lots of crumpled paper. There's some faux crumpled paper in the back there. I've used lots of original ephemera that was crumpled, and that's gone into the collage, and I've used one of my doodles. And I also did a doodle there for the bright prompt, and I've tried to bring the sort of 3 pages together there, so I really do like that. That's definitely something that I enjoyed making. I've got a spare page there, and I have had some lovely suggestions on doing some journaling about the Junk Journal January, and I will put in the promotion material in there as well, just to keep it as a record. And this is the last of the pages, which is prompt number 10, which is trim. And what I did for this one was use pieces of fabric as the trim, and just put them as simple clusters around the page with one of my watercolour doodles. And that is a full flip through of my little Junk Journal January 2025. Please do let me know what you think. I loved working in this journal, but it is not probably the best structured one for my type of journaling. If I was going to do this again with this type of accordion style journal, I would definitely try and do less interactive elements and just more collage. And I think I'd be happy to do that if I wasn't sharing it so much on YouTube. I just feel I did feel during the challenge that if I just kept on doing collage after collage, you were going to get pretty bored watching me. So I did want to try and bring in other techniques as well. But yeah, I mean, it's great. For collage, it's absolutely perfect. It's a lot of fun. You can sort of pull it out, you can work flat, and you can see every page. And it's just, yeah, it's a joy. It's a joy to flip through, basically. I loved every minute of it, but I was getting very panicky about the size. Now that it's done, I will find a spot on my shelf. I will probably put a piece of ribbon or fabric around it to keep it in place, or I might even make some kind of closure, or even maybe like some kind of box that it can just sit in just like that when I find the right size. So thanks ever so much for everybody who joined me. Thank you to Meg as well, who ran the collaboration and was a great inspiration for all of us during the 31 days as well. So please do stay tuned. I've got some more ideas for similar junk journal challenges, and I will be making some faux washi and the sellotape and some of the doodles that I've done in here but I didn't show on camera. I will also go through those as well in the coming weeks. So until then, have a lovely time with your junk journals, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.
When we were younger, we used to sit on the grass among the flowers. We just let the days pass by. People would tell us to get a grip of ourselves and get a job. We didn't care what we were told, 'cause when we were younger, we used to sit on the grass and go, damn, I don't wanna grow old. I wish I could turn back time. Stay up all night singing songs on the terrace. We didn't mind sitting out in the cold. It wasn't possible to make us embarrassed. We were free. Do you remember stealing smokes from your parents? Sometimes we got a bit out of control. When they found out we ran from home just to scare them, we were free. When we were 17. When we got older, we tried to stay in touch, but we had to move on. Life ran away from us. If I could go back, be 17 again, yeah, I would, just to see all my friends running around the city, acting crazy like we used to do. I wish I could turn back time. Stay up all night singing songs on the terrace. We didn't mind sitting out in the cold. It wasn't possible to make us embarrassed. We were free. Do you remember stealing smokes from your parents? Sometimes we got a bit out of control. When they found out we ran from home just to scare them, we were free. When we were 17. When we were younger, we used to sit on the grass and go, damn, I don't wanna grow old. Stay up all night singing songs on the terrace. We didn't mind sitting out in the cold. It wasn't possible to make us embarrassed. We